Welcome to the leading podcast for long-term weight management. Subscribe to the podcast so that you don't miss an episode. You can connect with Jenny on all social media channels. You can also sign up to the newsletter to receive frequent content and tips for weight loss success.
Hey guys, welcome to the latest episode of Power Over Food. I hope you've had a great week. I hope you're starting to get into the spirit of Christmas as it is coming quite fast now. We've put our decorations up a little bit early, but who cares? Just a reminder, if you haven't listened from the start, from episode 1, do go back and have a listen. Each episode is jam-packed with some of my thoughts and valuable information to help you with your weight loss and weight management journey. And if you are finding these podcasts helpful, please don't forget to share with other people. So today I wanted to talk to you about maintaining weight over Christmas, so over the festive season. And as I know, as we get to the start of December, it's really easy to throw in the towel and forget about your healthy lifestyle until the new year. And then we have that whole New Year's resolution thing going on. And my sloth brain gets really, really loud at this time of the year. It starts saying things like, it's okay, you can deal with it after Christmas. Everybody gains weight in December, so just let go, just enjoy yourself, just fill yourself with food. But the reality is that I don't want to go into Christmas feeling really, really uncomfortable. And some years I do, and some years I manage to pull it back. So I've been maintaining now for 15 years, and I do still fluctuate. And sometimes by the time I get to Christmas Eve, I'm 7 to 10 pounds heavier. And I feel really rubbish on Christmas Day. And by New Year's Day, I feel really naff. But then other times, I can maintain really, really well through December. I've been thinking this week about my weight journey through the Christmas period, and I thought I would share some tips with you. Firstly, we need to try and think about Christmas as not being a whole month of celebrations. And even though I am the biggest fan of Christmas, in terms of food, I try and limit that eating during December. Rather than thinking, oh, it's Christmas at the end of November, let's get the Quality Street tins in the house, and they're there, and every time I walk past one, I'm eating one. Because once they're in the house and they're open, I will eat them. So I try not to buy those big tins of sweets anymore, because the old me would have gone through a tin or more in a week. And I would buy chocolate for Christmas presents and then late at night go foraging in my wardrobes, top shelves, to find the chocolates and eat them. So that's my first tip. Try and think about Christmas as being one day or a couple of days. And yes, there are other days in December where we might overindulge, but I'll talk about those in a moment. But try not to go for it with the chocolates from late November, early December. And if you've got other people in the house, I know that's difficult, but I have my other half. He loves Christmas, and as soon as M&S buffet food is on the shelves, we have M&S buffet Saturday nights on the build-up to Christmas. But again, this is like pure overindulgent, high-calorie, unhealthy food that I need to try and manage and work into my week. So how do I do this? Firstly, I try to be super focused through November, and as I'm recording this, I'm on a 21-day challenge just to curb my weight before we go into Christmas. And if possible, I like to drop a few pounds so that I know over Christmas I can overindulge and not feel rubbish about it. And to me, that is really good weight management, because I've undereaten knowing that there's a lot of rich foods around over Christmas, not so I can just pig out constantly, but so that I can just enjoy some high calorie rich foods and not feel really, really rubbish about it. Hopefully, by the time I get to the 1st of December, I've dropped a few pounds and I can go into December feeling good and fitting nicely into my Christmas outfits for my Christmas night outs, if we get any this year, because I know while I'm recording this, we're in lockdown, in the UK at least. So if I know I have lots of meals coming up, it's really, really easy to think, oh, well, there's no point in worrying about my weight this week. I'm going to be eating out and I'm going to be off plan, eating high calorie foods, so it's just a write-off. Then that sort of thinking just kind of leads to me indulging daily and eating lots and lots of food. But actually, there is a point, because if I've got 3 meals out in a whole week, that's actually only 3 meals out of 21 meals in a week. So the other 18 meals, I can eat well, I can eat balanced. And just because I'm going out for a meal, it doesn't mean I have to eat too much. But I know I have a tendency to do that, even after 15 years of managing my weight. So what I'm saying is, if you manage your meals over the week, you can absolutely maintain your weight during December. And for those of you who are still losing weight, you can still lose weight during December. As I said, if I'm eating out, I am more likely to overindulge. So what I do is I try and look ahead at the menus. I decide what I'm going to order before I get there. Because for me, being prepared is great. It means that when I sit down, I don't have to have that internal battle with my sloth brain about whether I should or shouldn't have the chips, the dessert, the extra sides. I've prepared my brain that my body is eating X, Y, and Z, and sometimes that may include overindulging, and sometimes it may not. And if it's a pre-order meal, like these Christmas parties we go to where you pre-order in advance, then I try not to order 3 courses, and I try to opt for the healthier options. Pre-ordering is great for me because I feel awkward changing my mind once I'm there. So if I've said no dessert, then I will stick with that once I'm there. Now, mince pies. Let's talk about mince pies because I love mince pies. And again, my other half buys mince pies weekly as soon as they go in the shops. So we've had mince pies in our house for several weeks already now, probably even over a month, I would say. And I'm recording this on the 2nd week of November. This week he went to Waitrose for some reason or another. We don't normally shop there, but he bought Heston mince pies with a twist of lemon, and they look incredible. And I have not had one, because the way I see it is, once I have one mince pie, it's going to open the gates. And I try and see it as, I don't need to eat mince pies daily, because that's not enjoyment of Christmas, eating mince pies every single day. So I try and choose and plan a moment where I'm going to really, really enjoy a mince pie. And it's going to be a good high quality mince pie. It's not going to be a Tesco's, an Aldi, a general pack of 6 mince pies. It's going to be a really, really nice one. And I might choose to enjoy this in a particular moment. So for example, if I go on a shopping trip with my mum and we're going to London Christmas shopping, and we're going to have a lovely day, and I'll have a cup of tea and a mince pie with her, and I'll also go out for dinner, but that will be my choice to have that mince pie in a nice environment with my wonderful mum and really, really enjoy it, rather than just eating mince pies like they're going out of fashion. And don't get me wrong, the old me would think that way. The old me would have eaten 2 at a time, but I'm very conscious that I have to keep up this relationship change with food, otherwise I gain weight. I even shocked myself the first year I was maintaining my weight, because my mum actually gave me 2 really small warm mince pies with cream, and I looked at her and said, I don't need 2, and I gave her 1 back, and I thought, wow, where did that come from? Great choice. So that's my thinking around mince pies. And I'm not sure what you're thinking right now. You may be thinking, these are great tips to help me manage my weight through Christmas, and this is really, really helpful. But you may actually be thinking, there is no way that I am not going to eat my way through December. This woman is absolutely bonkers, and I am going to enjoy December, and I'm going to eat whatever I want. And if you're thinking that, then that right there is your sloth brain talking. You are being controlled by that child voice in your head, that sloth brain that says, just enjoy Christmas, just eat whatever you want. You can get back on track in the new year. It doesn't matter. And actually, it does matter if your weight is making you feel uncomfortable. And if you were listening to this podcast, then I would almost guarantee that you're listening because you want help, you want advice, you want tips about how to lose or manage your weight long term. So whichever you choose, whichever you decide to do, that's absolutely fine. And your scales or your fit of your clothes will reflect that come January. So your choice. Do you want to go into the new year feeling heavier than you do today, or do you want to go into the new year feeling like you controlled or you damaged limitation and you're only a few pounds up? Because don't get me wrong, I'm sure I probably will be up in January, but hopefully nowhere near damage will be done as what I can do if I just start eating now and enjoying Christmas way too early. So I hope that's been helpful for you, and I look forward to continuing to connect with you all on social media. Feel free to ping me a message if there was something you would like me to talk about, something you'd like me to cover. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. And please, if you haven't done so already, please do leave me a review. And don't forget to share with other people. Don't be selfish. Share with somebody else that you know will benefit from listening to Power Over Food. And have a great day.